Hello, this is Caroline and welcome to Caroline Live Show. My name is Caroline and I have a great show planned for you today. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hopefully I am online. If you are online, say hello and I will say hello back to you. Let's see, hopefully is this working? All right. Okay. Hello. Okay. So I want to say hello to Paul Dunn. Hello, Paul Dunn. Hello, Rodney. Thank you for joining. Just piped my pie with Argon One case. Excellent. Hi, Sam. Hello, Sam. Thank you for joining today. So first of all, I'm using new software today, and this will be very interesting. I hope it works. Last couple weeks, I've had some software issues, some computer issues. I'm using a different computer. I'm using different software, and fingers crossed this will work better. Not worse. Okay, let's see. So hopefully everybody can hear me. All right, the Prince says hello or waves at me. Hello, Prince. Grapes Innotech. How auto turn on Alexa in Pi. All righty. Okay, so, all right, got it started here. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. All right, let's get this started. I've got an action-packed show for you today, and let's start with housekeeping, like we always do. All right, we do this every Thursday at 3 o'clock my time. I'm in Atlanta, Eastern Standard Time. This is a place of positivity, so let's stay positive during this time that we have together. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask them during this time on any of the tutorials that I've posted, and the last tutorial I posted, which we're going to talk about in a second. I got some great questions from you guys, and I'm going to answer them right here on this show today. Let's see. Eric 24824 says, I'd love to add Alexa to Magic Mirror. Did you watch last week's show? We talked about that specifically on last week's show. You need to catch that after we finish talking about this show. All right. And last but not least, please mute your Amazon Echo device. This is a live show. I cannot, edit it out because this is live. So hopefully everybody's got their devices on mute today. I will be saying the wake word frequently in this video. All right, let's see. Grapes and Innotech waves or claps at me. Thank you, Grapes Innotech. All right, next, housekeeping. Agenda for today. Today's agenda is, I did post a video on Tuesday. We're going to talk about that in a moment. I always give my PPE update every week for Atlanta Beats COVID. Raspberry Pi project. I've actually got two different Raspberry Pi projects we're going to talk about today. And then we're going to talk about Alexa conversations. Actually, we're not going to talk about Alexa. I have a demo for you for Alexa email. I get a lot of questions from people about, hey, I want to write a skill for Alexa, or I want a skill for Alexa, but I want it to, number one, collect the email address of the person using it. I want this, to be some sort of lead gen so I can email these people. And I want Alexa, after they, get done using my skill, I want Alexa to email them, with information or with whatever after they do that. So I worked on that last weekend, and I do have a little demo that is going to do a live email on this broadcast today. Yeah, so stick around for that. And then as always, I reveal next week's video. As always, I will reveal the video for next week, next Tuesday. If you're not familiar with how my channel works, I post a recorded video on Tuesday. I post a live video here on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. And for those people who tune in, they get to find out what next week's video is. Yay! All right. So moving on. This week's video was, Hey Jarvis. It was an open source artificial intelligence, AI, voice-activated speaker that you could do with your Raspberry Pi. And so I went through a full tutorial on that. You can do that with your Raspberry Pi. You can do that with your AIY Voice Kit version 1. So there are lots of different options with that. And so thank you, everybody who checked that out and watched that. Okay, let's see. Rodney says, also, I noticed on Tuesday's video that you did not show Bluetooth speaker or mic. Well, I don't have a Bluetooth mic, so I just have the regular USB mic. And then Bluetooth, actually, there were some warnings about that, like, at your own risk. So I didn't want to, try that out. So, but Rodney, I think you're first up on here because you sent me a comment about that video. And I think you asked me, can you install Mycroft on an existing Raspberry Pi install? And short answer, yes, absolutely you can. So when you Raspberry Pi, I'm assuming you're on the Raspberry Pi operating system. I'm assuming you have done your sudo apt-get update and your sudo apt-get upgrade. So you are the latest operating system. You can install Mycroft exactly as I showed you in the video. But, and this is what's really cool, and I think I had a question about this from Grapes Intertech, will it auto start? How do you get it to start the next time around? Do you have to have, do you have to run a command for Mycroft to start, or does it automatically start? Mycroft automatically starts every single time. After you finish the setup and the configuration and everything, after you get it working, if you turn it off, that Raspberry Pi, and turn it back on again, it's going to go straight into Mycroft. So this might not be, do you want to do it on an existing install, because you are going to be able to do SSH, you are going to be able to do other things with it, but keep in mind, you're going to be running that Mycroft in the background the whole time that going forward. So anyway, so yes, you can do that. Rodney says, I mean, can it be done? Can what be done? What is it? Okay. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so Grapes Intertech asks how to turn on Alexa in Pi. I've got like 10 videos on that on this channel right here, where how you install Alexa on your Raspberry Pi. I think I've done that 3 times on this channel, like a full install, and then I always do at the end how to auto boot, because that is an extra step to make it auto boot into Alexa after you've installed it on your Raspberry Pi. So anyway, so check out, so go on my channel, there's like a little search bar in the middle right there. I showed it in last week's video. You could search and find all of my Alexa. You could do auto boot or something like that, and it is right there. Yes. Okay, let's see. Rodney says, use a Bluetooth speaker with Jarvis. I think it said that it was, I don't know if it can be done or not. So I did not try that out. I like to plug things in. I mean, the speaker is like 2 inches away from my Raspberry Pi. The whole Bluetooth thing, it's kind of plug and pray. Yeah. So anyway, no, I did not try that out. But if you want to try that out, Rodney, why don't you take that as an action item? You try that out, come back next week and let us know if it worked or not. Okay, next comment is, wow, good job. Like to see further than able control lighting or anything on dimming, etc. Okay, so this question was pertaining to smart home, like turning on and off light bulbs and light switches. All right, that is a great question. I was very happy with that question, because that takes me over to, let's see, over here, and they have a whole blog post about it. And it's called Set Up Smarter Home with Mycroft AI. Okay, so keep in mind, Mycroft AI is open source. You can write modules for it. And if you scroll down on this blog post, which I will copy and paste into the chat field here, you can read all about it. So LIFX is a great starter option. So that they're saying that brand of light bulbs works out of the box with Mycroft. Unfortunately, I personally don't own any LIFX light bulbs, but you can buy them on Amazon right here. And it wasn't very expensive, actually, $13.77, 15% off right now. I guess maybe I'm just hitting it at a good time. And this is what the light bulb looks like. So they're saying if you buy this brand of light bulb, it will work. And I think there's some instructions you have to follow and everything, but assuming you do all that, it's going to work. So check that out, number one. And then it's kind of a wild, wild west if you don't have an LIFX, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not familiar with that brand, sorry, light bulb, because your other choices are Mozilla Web Things Gateway, Home Assistant, Wink, and then you can kind of go off the reservation and write your own stuff and everything. So anyway, that was a good question on what will it support smart home devices. And if you look at a lot of I have a ton of videos on this channel where I've set up every light switch, every light bulb, every plug in my home on a smart plug. And I can pretty much turn any light on and off in my home with Alexa. All right, so anyway, but yeah, if I can't get that on a device, and I can do that on Google Home as well. All of my stuff is on Google Home and Alexa. And if I can't do that on a device, I'm probably not going to use it, because that's probably a huge majority of how I use my Alexa. Yeah, so great question there. Let's go back to our little PowerPoint presentation. So I do these little slides here, just keep myself on track. All right, so next is my PPE update, personal protection equipment update. Last week, I announced that I was on a TV commercial. I was on a car commercial last week. The car commercial is still running. It's going to run every day through Labor Day, September 7th. And it is in the video, I'm kind of the B-roll video in this car commercial. It is of me making PPE face shield right here. But I wanted to make an announcement that there has been a new development in this charity, AtlantaBeatsCovid.org charity, in that we are having our second Shield-a-thon. And this is my idea, so hopefully it'll go well. But anyway, we are going to give away 300 free face shields, no questions asked, to anybody who comes on September 5th, Saturday, September 5th, 11 a.m. to the Jim Ellis Audi Atlanta dealership. And that's part of the whole partnership we have with the Jim Ellis family right now. So I think this will be a lot of fun. People are scared for their lives. People are, do want face shields. Face shields should be worn in combination with face masks. A face shield is really there to protect your eyes, and if somebody were to just cough right in your face, a face shield would be very effective. But of course, we don't claim that a face shield is going to prevent you from getting COVID. We absolutely don't make any medical claims whatsoever, but people are scared and people do want more protection, even just regular consumers, not just medical people. And this is our way of giving back to the community for regular people. Okay, excellent. All right, so Graves Inditech now says, I did it like this, but I don't get the output. I did it. What is it? Y'all like to use the word it, okay? And I don't know what it is. Sorry. Okay, let's see. So anyway, first Raspberry Pi project I'm going to talk about is the status indicator LCD screen. Okay, so check this out. I made this. It's 3D printed. It's a Raspberry Pi 0W on the inside. I'm going to hold this up. There's nothing on the screen right now. Then I'm going to go into my web page here, and it says on a video call as of 3:15 p.m. Hopefully y'all can see this. And let's switch over to my website now. And what I've done is I've made a local website where I can change, because it's on the same network, I can change the text on this screen from my regular laptop computer to my Raspberry Pi 0W with an LCD screen. This is a 16 by 2 or 2 by 16 LCD screen. There are 16 characters across and 2 rows. Anyway, so I am working on that project right now, and I don't have the full code ready for you today. Why is that? Why do I not have the full code ready for you today? It is because I've submitted it to Tom's Hardware, and fingers crossed it will get published on Tom's Hardware, and then I will give you all of the code. There's a video that goes with it, everything, soup to nuts on how you can make your own status indicator. So the idea behind the status indicator is you are working from home, you've got a spouse in the other room, you don't want them, coming in and interrupting you during your very important video call. So you post this, you hang this up. I've got a little hanging hardware. You post this in front of, let's put this back. You post this in front of outside your office, and then that way they know what you're doing before they just barge into your office or before they knock or anything. So anyway, I thought it'd be really cool. I've seen status indicators, and I have featured status indicators on my channel previously. That was like a red light, a yellow light, a green light. And I was thinking, hey, why not just what am I doing? I'm on the phone, right here on the screen. So I thought that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's see. Tony says, I have to go, but we'll definitely come back later. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Tony. All righty. So next, let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Okay, excellent. And that is my little status indicator demo of the LCD screen. All right, so hopefully y'all got that. So next, all right, so here is my other Raspberry Pi 4 project that I haven't done, but I just saw it. I think this just dropped the other day. This is on... You can find this for free on the latest MagPi magazine, the September 2020 issue of the MagPi magazine. This is a full tutorial. And basically you're taking your iPad Pro right here, all right? And how it's USB-C, right? And then you're taking your Raspberry Pi and you're doing USB-C to USB-C connection, and your iPad Pro is now powering your Raspberry Pi 4, and you're doing VNC or SSH or something like that in order to use the iPad screen as your Raspberry Pi screen. I believe that's what the tutorial is. Okay, so let's check that out here. And I'm going to go to, so how do you get it? You go to MagPi Raspberry Pi issue number 97. So I'll copy and paste that over into the chat field here. So y'all can do it. So scroll down here, download free PDF, totally free. That's for the entire PDF. And then if you download the PDF, here it is. Here is the tutorial itself. And it is, they give you all of the command lines. They give you all of the all screens by screen. Then there's a commercial there for their Raspberry camera guide, which is free, by the way, which I have talked about on this channel. And then these are all the scripts that you need to run. So hopefully you're familiar with your command lines. And if you are, then this will be great for you. And then they give you the full code and everything. So I was pretty excited when I saw this. It's quite a challenge to always hook up a mouse and a keyboard every single time you want to use your Raspberry Pi. And now you could use your iPad. Woohoo! Yes. So anyway, that is my other Raspberry Pi project for this week. So what do you guys think? Nobody's said anything since I started talking about the status indicator. Hopefully y'all seen this. All right, status indicator was project number 1. Hopefully y'all can see this. And then the Raspberry Pi 4 attached to your iPad Pro is the second project. All righty. Grapes in Texas. Can I see this video tomorrow? I'm watching this from India and it's time for me to go to bed. Yes, there is an instant replay. So same link, you'll be able to see it tomorrow. All right, cool. Awesome. Next, let's talk about, this is a bonus project that I saw today, right before this show. It's a 3D printing project. For you guys who like to 3D print, this was posted on Adafruit, and it is the like button on Facebook, and they've turned the like button on Facebook into a pencil holder. And then the cuff of that Facebook like, they have made it into an SD card holder. I thought that was hilarious, and I wanted to post that. So let's see, I will give you the link for that as well. Let's see, where is the link? All right, yes, bonus project, 3D print, a like button, card, and a pencil cup. And I will post that on here. All right, so check that out. It's on the Adafruit website right now. You can download all the STL files. I have already downloaded, it's not STL file, it's on the .m3 file or something like that. I've already downloaded it. I loaded it into Cura. I use Cura for my slicing software, and it's an 11-hour print, which is kind of standard these days anyway. So it looks like quite a large print. This was at 5% infill, is is what it gave me for an 11-hour print. So I may try that. I might not try that. I don't know. So we'll see. And I don't know if I have blue filament on hand right now either. Yes, filament has been a little bit, dicey to get lately, but I think it's starting to come back in. All right. So anyway, let's see. Rodney says, have you ever had a problem rebooting after an update? Rebooting what? Y'all are killing me with these questions. What am I rebooting? What am I updating? What have I updated? My Raspberry Pi? No, I've never had if the question is pertaining to, have I ever updated a Raspberry Pi and then not been able to reboot my Raspberry Pi? No, I've never had that problem ever in my entire life. Every single update has gone very well, and my Raspberry Pi is always rebooted, knock on wood. So until of course, now I'm going to say this publicly, and of course, none of my stuff is going to work anymore after this. So, okay. All right, next. Let's see. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation. What's next? Oh, yes. So there is a contest going on right now, and I talk about this every week. Y'all could win real money. Okay, if you're looking for something to do, why not win money at it? Which is the Alexa Conversations Challenge. It's the top prize is $20,000, but total, they're giving out $100,000. So if you want to get into Alexa skill development, now is the time. And it's about Alexa Conversations. All right, let's see. Rodney says, I just tried it. What is it? And I cannot reboot. What is it? Like, I'm not sure what y'all are typing here. Okay, y'all gotta do this right. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Okay. All right. So, what have you done to reboot? And, is this a Raspberry Pi 0? Is this a Raspberry Pi 3? Is this a Raspberry Pi 4? Because the Raspberry Pi 0, it's going to take a while to reboot every single time, y'all. I'm going to break this to you. Oh my gosh. Let's see. So let's talk about Alexa Conversations, the skill challenge. I'm working on an entry. I'm going to enter this contest, or hopefully, maybe I might enter this contest. I don't know. So I'm working on different ideas. I'm still in the ideation phase. So I'm kind of just, checking stuff out. But I do get a lot of requests that whether prior to Alexa Conversations, prior to everything, I would say my number one request from prospective clients in Alexa development, Alexa skill development, is I want people to use my skill. I want to record their email address, and I want to be able to send them an email automatically after they've used my skill. It's very, very common. Everybody thinks that this is going to be some sort of magical lead gen device. So number one, they don't know about your skill unless you have to tell them in some other way. So it's the same thing as apps. Like, when's the last time you downloaded a new app on your phone? You had to find out in some other way that, hey, I need this app on my phone. So that's obstacle number one. And then number two, you can't steal people's email addresses. This is all opt-in now. So if you are on a phone and you download a new app, you have to opt in and say, I'm giving you my email address. You got to do the exact same thing here on Alexa. If you want somebody's email address, you have to nicely ask for it, and then they go on their phone and they open up the Alexa app and they have to opt in to giving you their email address. And then if you want to automatically send them an email afterwards, then they have to opt into that. And then you use something called SES, Simple Email Service. It's an AWS function. I'll give you a little demo on that. And then you can send them an email, but only after Amazon approves that you are allowed to send out emails using AWS SES service. So I'm going to talk about that. All right, let's see. Rodney says, I've updated a Raspberry Pi 4, but I cannot reboot after. I am English, so I assume you remember the last comment I made. My mistake. I am English. I just tried it and I cannot reboot. Your last comment was, I just tried it and I cannot reboot. I don't know. I don't know what state your Raspberry Pi. So if you haven't updated it in years and you were on Raspbian stretch, and then you hit the update button, and we're now on Buster. Ooh, that's not good. That might take a while. So I don't know how that works. I usually don't do updates. Honestly, I do updates, but I do small ones. Honestly, what I usually do is I just take my micro SD card, I just flash it to the latest version of the Raspberry Pi operating system. That's how and then, if it's been a few months, a few weeks, I'll do an update, but otherwise I'll just reflash the whole thing. So, because I'm always starting a new project, and that's kind of the nature of this channel, is it's always about new projects versus updating an old version of the Raspberry Pi operating system. So, but I have done it, and sudo apt-get update. It has worked for me every single time I've ever tried it. So, all right. Okay. Don't worry. It is the way I talk. I just use the command. Don't worry. Okay. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Very good. So I do have a demo for you. And it's based on the customer profile demo. So in this situation, I've already opted in, and I'll show you this after the demo. I've already opted in and said, hey, send me, I am opting in, I'm giving you my name and my email address so that you can email me. So, because I wanted this to go kind of smoothly. All right, so let's see. The way this works is I'm going to say, and where's my, I'm going to say, Alexa, open email demo.
Say, send me an email.
Send me an email.
Here is your email address, alexadovgroup@gmail.com.
So this skill, all it does is it asks you to enable permissions, which we've kind of skipped over, and then it can send you an email, and it says your email address out loud. Unfortunately, if you can't pronounce your email address because it's 3 words all grouped together, it's kind of a hit or miss there. So let's move over into my email, and let's see if a new email came in. So hopefully this works. Refresh my email. There it is. Important email from Alexa. Oh my goodness. And it sent me an email, and it says, Caroline is sending an email from an Alexa skill. And that's it. So you can see 0 minutes ago, 3:26 p.m. It's sent that you can set the from address to one of your other email addresses, or really the same one, doesn't matter. And it's sent via, it says Amazon ses.com. So it does tell you that it did that. So yeah, I did a couple tests before. That's why you see so many here. I did a couple tests before I started the show today, so that to make sure it would work while I was doing it today. All right, so how did it get my email address? I had to opt in. So let's go into the skill settings. So in the specific skill, you have to manage permissions. And so I'm going to click that. Why does this keep on logging me out? Okay, so signing in again. Hopefully it'll go back to the same page. Skill settings. All right, excellent. So in order for this to work, you have to set everything to opt in. I'm opting in. All right, and it's going to check to see if you actually opted into that. So I'm going to turn everything off. This is the off position. I'm going to save permissions. Now it doesn't have permissions to do anything. We're going to try this again. Alexa, launch email demo.
Say, send me an email.
Send me an email.
Please enable customer profile permissions in the Amazon Alexa app.
All right. So then it closes the app, closes the skill on you. Then when you go into your mobile app, your Alexa app on your phone, which is the app you use to set up your Alexa device, then you're going to get this card, and the card is going to give you the name of the skill. So the name of the skill is email sending demo. And then it's going to say, hey, I'm asking you to update your permissions. And then you have to click update permissions. And then you have to hit settings. And then you have to hit manage permissions. And then you got to click everything to yes, or opt into what you want to give it to. I'm willing to give it my full name, my email address, my mobile. That's what's asking for. Save permissions. And then it's going to work again. So yes, you can't use Alexa to steal people's email addresses or collect people's email addresses. They actually have to make a very opt-in decision to do that. And then you've got to, in order to send them an email automatically when they close the skill or when they use your skill, you have to get an approval from Amazon. I tested that out this week and I did not get approved. All right, so let me show you what I actually did get though. All right, so when you set up your AWS account, you're in a sandbox. Okay, so you can only email yourself. So this is set up to just email addresses that I have that are mine. And then when I said, hey, I want to get out of the sandbox, I want to be able to use this on my Alexa skill, I want to go into production with this, it said, and this is very specific, it said it wanted sample emails that I was going to send out, how often I was going to send out emails, how I maintain recipient lists, how I manage bounces, complaints, and unsubscribe requests. So it wanted a lot more information than I really had to give. So it wants to know that you're legitimately sending out these emails, that you're not going to just take these emails and just start spamming these people who have actually opted in. So just because you opted in doesn't mean you're opting into a bunch of spam. You have to give a privacy policy or something to Amazon for them to approve it. So for me, just saying, hey, I want to make an Alexa skill that collects email addresses, that was a big fat no, and that was not approved. Anyway, that's just a little lesson about how Amazon works with emails and how, your emails are so private. They do consider that private information and they want to protect that as best as they can. So anyway, I thought you would enjoy that. All right, so that was my little Amazon demo for this week. Let's see, so next, let's go to, next week's video. All right, so I've got a great video planned for you for Tuesday at noon Eastern time for next week, and that is the Porch Pirate Cam. I'm going to set up my Raspberry Pi with Motion Eye and a Raspberry Pi camera, and it's going to be triggered by motion, and it's going to make these little videos. It's going to take pictures when it senses motion, and it's going to upload them to my Dropbox. And so this is my friend Sean. I don't actually have a porch, to be honest with you, because I live in a condo. So I got permission at the Maker Station in Marietta, and they let me set up one of my little Porch Pirate cameras. It's actually behind a window in what you see here. And we do have a lot of pickups and drop-offs as we're giving out free PPE. So a lot of people do come and pick up their face shields from the Maker Station in Marietta. And so I thought it would be good so that I could keep track, even though I'm not in Marietta every day, of what comes in and what goes out. So if I see somebody, taking a package and then we have a little dispute later on, I got my face shields, I didn't get my face shields, blah, blah, blah. Now I can go back through the footage and, see exactly what happened and see who picked up what. Funny story about this. We set this up and one of my friends, Sean, who's pictured here in the video, and this is not the incident I'm talking about, he came into the Maker Station one day. So every day, he comes into the Maker Station, and this box that you see him opening in this little video here is right out front. It's outside the Maker Station. This is the drop pick up box right here. So we leave stuff for people out here. He comes up to the Maker Station, and the box is just wide open and it's empty. And he's like, wow, they just took their stuff. And he was just really all mad about it. He's like, they just took all their stuff and then left, and then, didn't bother to close back down the lid of the box. And he was kind of like miffed about it. So I roll tape here. I go through the Dropbox, look at all the videos. An hour before he got there, his friend emptied out the box, all the drop-offs. So his friend went through, picked up the drop-offs, took them into the Maker Station. It was actually somebody, and it was actually only a few minutes right before he got there. So anyway, funny story, because I was like, hey, I'm looking at the Porch Pirate Cam, and it's your friend, and he's getting stuff for you. He's trying to help you out, dude. And so then he's like, wow, oh my gosh, this thing is real. So anyway, that is that is that. So anyway, that's kind of fun. We've seen a lot of porch pirate stuff, especially around the holidays with all the packages and stuff. So I thought I would do one. I don't do like the ring, and I don't do those kind of things. There is generally speaking, there's a monthly subscription fee if you buy a camera, because they're storing stuff for you. So I just made my own, and it's with Motion Eye. So I will release that on Tuesday, and I hope that you'll join me on Tuesday. So anyway, that is the show today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you'll come back next week, and we are going to go live again on Thursdays at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.